Welcome to Barbaras Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. Today we're taking a closer look at the escalating conflict in the Middle East. The situation is complex and multifaceted, with various factions and interests at play. To provide some context, let's dive into the recent developments. Reports from Lebanon indicate that the death toll has risen to 773, with over 1,933 people injured in the attacks since March 2nd. The country's health ministry also reports that more than 800 people are registered as displaced from their homes. The humanitarian crisis is deepening, and civilians are bearing the brunt of the conflict. On the Israeli side of the border, hundreds of rockets have fallen, resulting in at least 15 deaths and over 2,000 injuries since the attacks on Iran began on February 28. The Israel Defense Forces have been conducting airstrikes against suspected Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, but these strikes often result in collateral damage, with civilians caught in the crossfire. It's essential to acknowledge that the conflict involves various parties, including Hezbollah, the Israeli government, and Iranian forces. Each side has its own narrative and motivations, making it challenging to assign blame or find a clear solution. We've spoken to residents in Lebanon who are determined to fight against Israel after seeing their homes destroyed in airstrikes. Others blame Hezbollah for bringing this destruction upon Lebanon by choosing to attack Israel. The situation is further complicated by the fact that many Lebanese citizens have been displaced and the country's infrastructure is struggling to cope with the crisis. As we continue to monitor the situation, it's crucial to remember that the conflict has far-reaching consequences, affecting not only those directly involved, but also the broader region. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and providing updates as more information becomes available. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbaras Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbaras Bulletin. As we continue to navigate the complexities of our current events, I'd like to shift our focus to a pressing issue that's affecting many Americans: the impact of government shutdowns on our nation's transportation security. According to recent reports from CBS News, the ongoing partial government shutdown has resulted in TSA agents working without pay, leading to significant disruptions at airports across the country. Roughly 50,000 transportation security officers are required to work without pay during the Department of Homeland Security funding lapse, which began on February 14th. This has led to unscheduled absences among airport security officers, more than doubling, with over 300 employees leaving the agency. The consequences are far-reaching, with dozens of airports reporting long lines at security checkpoints and some even temporarily closing due to staffing shortages. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of these TSA agents, who are putting their lives on hold to ensure our safety while traveling. As one officer shared with CBS News, "Our kids, our families, houses, everything is at stake at this moment. We are literally drowning in silence, and the world doesn't even know it." It's heartbreaking to hear that these individuals are struggling to make ends meet, and it's essential that we recognize their sacrifices. The situation has also led to frustrations among travelers, with reports of long lines and delays at airports such as Houston Hobby, New Orleans, and Philadelphia International. In some cases, the strain has resulted in violent incidents, like the alleged assault on TSA and Dallas police officers by a California man at Dallas Love Field Airport. As we move forward, it's crucial that we find a solution to this crisis, not only for the sake of our transportation security, but also for the well-being of these dedicated public servants. President Trump has thanked TSA agents for their work, promising to never forget their sacrifices, but it's essential that we take concrete actions to address the underlying issues. As we continue to monitor this situation, I want to assure you that we'll provide updates and insights to help you navigate the complexities of this story. Welcome back to the closing segment of Barbaras Bulletin. Today, we're taking a closer look at a significant development in international relations, as Switzerland has made a notable decision regarding requests from the United States for flights related to the ongoing conflict with Iran. According to reports from The Straits Times, the Swiss government has rejected 2 U.S. requests for overflights linked to the Middle East war, citing its neutrality laws and international obligations. This move is in line with Switzerland's long-standing tradition of neutrality, which dates back to 1815. The Swiss government has stated that it will permit flights for humanitarian or medical purposes, including the transport of wounded persons, as well as overflights that are unrelated to the conflict. However, reconnaissance flights and other military-related operations have been denied. This decision is significant, as it highlights Switzerland's commitment to maintaining its neutrality in the face of global conflicts. The country has a long history of avoiding involvement in international disputes, and this move is seen as a reinforcement of that stance. It's also worth noting that this development comes amidst rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran, with other countries being drawn into the conflict. Switzerland's decision to refuse these overflight requests may have implications for the broader geopolitical landscape, particularly in terms of how other nations respond to similar requests from the U.S. or other parties involved in the conflict. As we consider this story, it's essential to remember the importance of neutrality and diplomacy in international relations. Switzerland's stance serves as a reminder that even in times of conflict, there are still opportunities for nations to work together towards peaceful resolutions. That's all for today's Barbaras Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.